Welcome back. This is stage 4, Bad That Badge. Yes, this is that race. This is the part premiere reverse. This is the last one of the series for this month. This is my second time running. I'm gonna let you know something. I did something that I normally would do in D's. Let you know that I'm still kind of got that D mindset. I did this one, and I did this one at 110, which would normally be the Zwift Community Live event that we normally run. But I also did one at 12:10. So I did these things back to back. So I posted one I had Tuesday night, and this one going up Wednesday night. And then I have the tiny races for Thursday night. But as you can see, I did these things back to back, man. Now I want to give you credit to Swifty Swifter. I watched his video before I did the 12:10, so I had an idea of what to expect. But it's nothing like doing a recon run that I did the night before. But like I said, I did those runs back to back. Now I do plan to try to run one more of these Tuesday morning before I leave out, and I try to put it up, and I'll probably post on Friday if I do get a chance to run it. I'm trying to get 2 more at this. Yes, this is a hilly route, and as a big man, you don't really want to bother with the hills. But let me be honest with y'all. This is more of a sharp hill ride. There's only one spot where you really have to deal with a hill. Two spots. Then those where you climb at like a 1.2, 1.3, then it jumps up to 2.3, at 3.3, and then it jumps up to 10. But it's only there if you're riding, only there for about 4 or 5 seconds. And then you go down that one, then when you hit a knot at the bottom of another decline, you hit another hill. The second one, there's a double hill there, but there's a slight decline between those hills. Now, if that first one, after you come off that slight decline that we come down real steep, if you ride into that one, hit your power up as a big guy, just before you start going up, it'll help you do that. That's the one you need to use your power up. You got a flat feather or you got a draft. Draft will help you out a little bit. That's where you use it at. Don't use it on the second little molehill hill. That one only gets up like 5, and it's only there for roughly, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It's not that long of a climb. The one you want to get it at is that bottom half. And you're going to see on this race where that caused me a little problem, because I was riding with I call this the beast race, because I was riding with all them beasts. Man, you know how y'all C's are. You know some of y'all, all of y'all show up for this race. So yes, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Like you saw in the last one, I did real good. I came in 6th on Zwift. I came in 4th on Zwift Power. Let's see where I land on this one. And with that, we're off. And as we pull off on this thing, I'm rolling. And what I try to do now, because I'm a little tireder, I try to measure out what I'm doing. So I'm not trying to get up in the front, because I know that I can get there. The big thing is that if you lose that front pack, because of the hills and because there's nowhere super long for me to catch up, that's gonna cause a problem. Now I get out in front here. It's not me trying to get out in front. It's mostly that we got going, and I got my rhythm in, and we hit a little decline that caused me to roll out into the front. That's all that was. But if you see where I'm at, look at my draft numbers. I'm drafting back. I'm staying kind of back off the pack. Like I say, this one is kind of different to judge by, because I was riding it right. But you got to remember, and y'all know it, a lot of seasons, on this Monday afternoon race at 1 o'clock, there's a lot of good guys. And the one guy kept disappearing up front. I didn't understand that. If you see that, if you watch the video and you just back a little bit, he disappears a couple times up front. I don't know what was going on, but you see, there you go, he disappears again, and he's gonna come back. But I kept looking at the power. I'm like, did we have a ghost power up? And I just, and I didn't know. So I don't know what was going on with that. So as we're riding, I'm standing, and you see how I'm comfortable. Like a lot of y'all have talked about me being up front. Right here, I hit the power up right here. I had a feather. So I used that feather to get up this hill, and what it did, it gave me another feather right here. I want to remember it correctly. It gave me another feather right here. So what I was knowing, it gave me a draft, because this caused me a problem. It really did. So if we come down through here, I'm not using none of that. I'm coming over this hill. We over that hill, and I'm using the momentum coming over that hill to help me climb this first part. Like I said, it's only like 1.2, 1.3. So I don't have to put a lot of work in. So what I kept trying to do, if you notice, I'm trying to stay behind somebody I scoot back into the pack. I'm constantly trying to stay behind the people. I'm not trying to do all the work myself. I'm trying to let them do most of the work. The concern with me being in a pack like this now, This is a different kind of pack, because you know on Mondays at 1 o'clock, the Zwift Community Live, that's 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for me. I know it's like, for the European guys, it's usually like 6 or 7 o'clock in the afternoon. So you can see what I'm dealing with, but I'm dealing with the best of the best, most of the best C's riding in this thing. So as we're riding, I'm trying to stay behind everyone, and I know we're coming up over the top of this hill, so all I gotta do is get a good draft. Now, you're gonna see me conserve a lot of energy in this race. I really did try to do a lot of that, because I think part of it was I knew this was my second race. Like in the morning when I race this again, I'm gonna be about conserving a lot of my energy. So as we come over the top of this hill, we're riding. And another thing about this, I knew this was a little tighter, because it took me about 14 seconds longer to finish this race. I finished this race a little slower than I did the first race, and you can imagine that. But as we come over this hill, look at my draft numbers. As we come down, look at them. I'm staying in the pack. I'm not pedaling. Look at my thing, it's 0 up there. And all the time you see me pedal just slightly right there, and then I'm back to 0. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get over this edge right here, and I want to catch this downhill right here. And then all I'm gonna do is just ride with them in this pack right here. Now, because I wasn't pedaling, look at my heart rate. So when I do pedal and put in power, I'm not stressing. So I'm doing really well. So but I gotta remember who I'm riding with. So as we come over this top right here, look at me, look at my power, look at my numbers. I don't pedal at all. Look at me, I'm just super tucking the whole thing. I'm just riding down this hill, no pedaling. They can't even keep up with me when I super tuck like this on a sharp hill like that. And so I'm just riding down. And right at the bottom, as we come in, I start pedaling so I can keep some of that momentum up. This is where my #1 issue comes in. As we come in, I hit the power, I hit the draft. And that's all I had, and it really wasn't helping out as much. But I remember I told you, this first hill is why I need to stay with the pack. And if you can see, that pack started pulling off, and I think I was putting in the power and I was pedaling hard to keep back up. They just kept pulling off from me right here. But like I said, you have to remember who we was with. You saw my first race Tuesday night. Now you see this one on Wednesday night, and you can see them pulling off. But you gotta remember, like I say, this is the 1 o'clock crowd. This is the Zwift Community Clyde crowd. They're guys, like I say, when hills come involved, C's can pull up. You're a good C, you'll pull off from me, and it's hard for me to make up that time. I started trying to make it up, but then I realized there's still a whole nother lap. Now, what I figured what I could do was, I kind of tried to reformulate it, because you can see they pulling off. And I'm trying to catch up to them, but once I'm out there by myself, there's no help. So what I started thinking is, okay, there's 133 people in here. I'm trying to come in the top 25. So that means I gotta roughly stay up under 40. So I'm trying to be in the top 25%. So I have to stay up under 40. So now my fight is, I want to catch up badly. So as we come down this hill, can I catch up to them? So that's one thing I'm thinking in my head. Is it worth me trying to resource myself to catch up to them? And that's the other map I did in my head. So when I started really thinking about what was going on, I decided that I was gonna ride this group. After a minute now, at first I thought, well, maybe I can catch up to them. And that's what I'm still thinking. You gotta remember, I sped it up a little bit, so I'm not seeing it as super real time right now. So as I'm doing it, I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool, I can catch up with them. And then I see this one right here, and I get another power up, and I think it's a feather this time. So I get the feather, and I'm like, okay, cool. We're gonna go down through these little lumps, we're gonna come over this hill. And that's when I make up my mind, when I can't see them no more as we come up over this hill, that I'm gonna ride with this pack that's around me. And I'm gonna use them to pull me through. And my goal now is to finish in the top 25%. You gotta remember, I know most of the time when we race these, I'm the heaviest rider. So look at me, I'm in line. I'm standing up on the bike. I'm making sure I ease my legs a little bit because they were a little tired. And what I was doing was I was going to stay in this pack right here with me, and I was going to ride with them. And right now I'm at 37, 38, and I'm like, I got to stay up under 40. You know, I stay up under 45, 43, somewhere in there, and I can still end. I can still end in the top. You know, I'm in my head. I'm doing my head. I'm going, it's rough, man, but I'm thinking I'm still in the top 25%. So as we riding, I'm looking at them going, okay, cool. All I do is stay in the top 25%. So what I'm doing, I'm staying with this group that's with me. And so what I said I was going to do is let them do most of the work. So anytime we go down a hill, I just kind of stayed right there behind him. You see where I'm at? I'm not trying to get out in front of him. Somebody suggested that I keep my head on the wheel of the guy in front of me, and that put me in the perfect draft. Now, when we hit a certain hill, right here, I have the power in because I don't want to get left behind. But that's the only time, and I hit the power up, which was a feather. And I end up getting another draft again. So as we get to the top of this thing, I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool, we coming over the top. Now, when we come down this one, I'm gonna get behind him again. Now, you see that front wheel way gone. They gone, man. There's nothing to it. So, as I'm right behind, look at my draft number. And I'm studying about conserving the energy. Now, this is the only spot right here where we gotta put out, we at 2%, we getting close to the top, but you stay at 1%, 4%, 2% climb right in here. Now, once we get to the top of this thing, we're gonna come out, up here on top of this hill right here. We figure we're gonna come out on here. Like I said, it's a 1% right here. And it's gonna stay like this, it's gonna go 3, and then all of a sudden it shoots up to 2.2 and then 3.3. And then right after you come right here, it's gonna hit, this is where it goes 2.2, 3.3, 4.4, 5.5, and then it comes back down in a slight decline. And then right here is where we're gonna hit the 10%. But it's only for a few seconds. Look at it. 9.4, 9.5 right there. Just that moment right there. And once we're over it, we're going downhill now. It's gonna be a little lumpy lump right now, a little rolling hill that we're gonna hit that I gotta get over right there. But once I'm over that rolling hill, I get back in line with my pack and I let them do the work to pull me down. So here we go, we get ready to go back down the hill again. And if you notice, look at my draft numbers. I'm staying with them. And once we get over this last little hill, watch what I do. And you're gonna understand what I mean by what I do. As we go back down, I stopped pedaling. And my whole goal was to let them pull me down. Even through that little section where we're gonna hit the lumpy lump. Look at me, my draft number, look at my draft number. Them in front of me, it is outrageous what it gets to. So we come down through there and I keep behind them and I stop pedaling again. It's all about conserving every little bit of energy because these are hills. Look at my draft numbers, 300. They're gonna get up there really high in a second. So we coming down into this hill right here. Now I pedal a little bit because I hadn't been working out. I pedal into this hill so we can get over this hill right here because there's a real sharp drop coming in here again. And that's where I get to save a lot more energy. My goal now is trying to stay in the top 25% of this race now. So as we come back over this next hill, we're gonna go down this hill right here. We're at a 5%, but it's only for moments. These are sharp, they're like sharp jabs. So when we get over here, we get going, I stop pedaling, look at me. And I catch up to him, but look at my draft numbers. He gets in front of me and look at my draft. I'm not pedaling, I'm letting them do all the work down. 5, 6, we gonna hit another steep one. Look right there, I'm at 5, 4, 5. And we're coming out to the bottom right here, this is why I hit my draft. I had a draft, and I hit the draft right in here. And I used the momentum that got me going up, and I slingshot around, and I made sure I made up this first one. This is the one I gotta make it up, so that I don't get left again. So once I make up this one, the next one we're gonna come back down into a short drop. And now my goal is, okay, cool, what I'm trying to do, I really need to stay above, but I think I did the math. I need to stay below like 38, 35, somewhere in there. So right now, I did it later, but in my head right now, I'm just trying to stay under 40. So as we're riding, the guy get out in front of me, but we on the next one. And so my goal is, okay, cool, I'm looking at, we took kilometers out. I'm putting in a little bit more power to catch up to him. And that's where I'm riding at. And so I know that I had lost a lot of the other guys. Them first 30 were gone. Them guys were rolling. So there was no catching them. But there was a chance to stay where I'm at or get better spot in this race. And that's my goal, was to get a better spot. Okay, I see the guy in front of me. In my head, I'm going, okay, cool. I'm just going to race you and try to catch the one up in front of that. And that's what I was doing. I looked at my mileage and how fast I was going. And I was like, okay, I'm at 34. Can I get to 33? And now that's my goal now, to chase down 33. And so I'm pushing. I'm looking at my speed, and I'm looking at the speed of the guy right behind me. And you can see I'm really pushing on this thing. And I'm trying to catch up. And I'm thinking to myself, once we go downhill, it's not gonna be long. It's over that. Right now we're at 700. I know, look now, I know we're at 700 meters. And I'm trying to see how close can I get to him, but he's pretty far ahead of me. And I look down and I'm doing 45, 44, and I'm only about 2 or 3 seconds ahead of the guy behind me. So now that I'm at 34, I'm thinking to myself, let me see if I can just hold off the guy behind me and see if I can make up room to catch up the guy in front of me. That's what I'm going on now. We're at 250 meters out. I'm feeling great. But you see how much different this makes. Now, I think this is going to be a totally different when I race this again, but all them top dogs are not, them beasts are not going to be there. Thank y'all for being there for me. Thank y'all for following in my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. With that being said, till the next time, ride on.